Obviously, things did not go as you might have wanted, but was it that kind of offensive stall there at the end of the first quarter into the second? Do you think that was kind of the start of everything?
I thought we played a really good first quarter. I think late in the quarter we had 7 assists, no turnovers. We were getting a lot of good looks. We were competing defensively, but the ball wasn't going in. I think we were 1 for 12 from 3 in that first quarter. So didn't feel like the right result for us the way we played in that quarter to go into the second quarter down 11. It felt like we had played better than that, and I think our guys lost a little confidence. And Boston obviously played a great game and made 23s and overwhelmed us from that point on.
You have at this point I think it would be 7 of the next 8 at home. How large a stretch do you kind of view this for your season, trying to survive without Draymond and Jonathan, and just like how big is it to kind of, I guess, stabilize here?
I don't even think of the season in those terms. We just we kind of take it week by week, and we've got Sacramento on Wednesday, and we've got to flush this one down the toilet and get ready for Sac. We've been very competitive all year, and our guys have fought. But we've had a handful of these where we just get blown out, and it's these are demoralizing. So most important thing to me is for our guys to forget this one, have a day off tomorrow, and then be ready to roll in Sacramento on Wednesday.
Steve, the last time you talked about confidence, you described it as a crisis of confidence. Do you see this as a continuing trend, or do you view this game as a real?
No, we're coming off of 2 wins where we played well and competed, and the way the NBA works these days with so many people launching threes. I mean, we took 53 of them tonight. If you make a bunch of them, you're in great shape, and if you don't, and the other team makes a bunch, you can be reeling quickly. It's the game has these huge swings, and you're more vulnerable than ever. The way the game is played on nights like tonight when the ball doesn't go in, especially against the defending champs, a great team. So it happens, and we just got to, like I said, turn the page and get ready for the next one.
You talk about both teams launching threes like that. When they're not going, would you rather your team drive to the hoop more, maybe find some mid-range shots, or is the three-pointer such a staple now that you want them to keep shooting it?
I mean, the biggest thing for me is, I want good shots. I want rhythm shots. I didn't feel like the ball moved side to side very well in the second quarter, and felt like we got stuck on one side of the floor. And so it's never about the number of threes we take. It's more the quality of the offense. We're not a team that gets layups or free throws. It's just not. It's not in our DNA, and so we have to shoot a lot of threes, and we will continue to do so. But nights like tonight where they don't go, it's a tough road.
You mentioned that you probably did more pick and rolls against the Wizards than you had all season. I might be wrong, but it didn't seem to be as much involvement in the pick and roll tonight. Was there, with the way Boston was playing you, or Boston's personnel, that it just wasn't a pick and roll? Maybe.
Yeah, it's tough to run a lot of pick and roll against them because they have such a switchable lineup. So you get into ball screens, they switch. They've got size, at every position, and they're able to thwart that initial advantage that you can gain from running pick and roll. So you try to get the ball moving. You try to play with pace. I think we only had 2 fast break points for the whole night, and so we couldn't get any pace or any rhythm to the game.
Andrew's been playing so well, and it seemed like Dennis had been finding his groove a little bit. What felt different about them tonight? Obviously, without Draymond and Jonathan, it seems like you very much need those 2 guys to.
Yeah, I mean, they both had tough nights. It happens. Like I said, I didn't think the ball moved very well in the second quarter, and we got a little stagnant. And I think, that was where the game started to go south for us offensively.
It's not a new question, but obviously Steph was working incredibly hard just to trying to get a shot, with maybe some other guys who were not shooting it real well, maybe not wanting to shoot it that much. As you watch Steph go through this in the heart of a season, do you begin to worry about where this is headed for him just physically?
Not any more than just what's actually real. He'll be 37 in a few weeks, I believe, and he's got a lot of mileage, and we're trying to manage his minutes as best we can. And there's nothing injury-wise that I'm worried about. So we are where we are, and we're fighting every night, and we're obviously relying on him heavily, but we're also doing everything we can to manage his fight against Father Time.
I know this is probably a Rick question, but he said he'd like to get to the point where he can play back-to-backs. You got this back-to-back coming home, road home. Would you think there's a chance that he's playing in both those games?
There's definitely a chance. He's, like I said, he'll have tomorrow off. The whole team will have tomorrow off, and we'll see how he's doing after that Sacramento game. And hopefully he's healthy and ready to go, and Rick gives him the okay. So there's a chance, but we don't know. It's kind of a game-to-game thing.
So definitely playing Sacramento.
Yeah, I anticipate. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. Yeah. Thank you.
Lou and Steve, describe this as a demoralizing loss, and that it's one that you guys need to turn the page on. When you lose a game like this, what are the challenges of moving on?
Just the noise, the outside noise, and just the confidence. When you get beat like that in a kind of a primetime game on TV, you got to bounce back, get your confidence back, realize that no, that's not the team that you are. That you're better than that. So just confidence, and then blocking out the outside noise, and just finding yourself and see where you can get better and hold yourself accountable.
Steve liked the ball movement for the most part in the first quarter, but mentioned that it stagnated a little bit in the second half. What changed, or in the second quarter rather? What changed in the second quarter? Was it something they were doing defensively, or something that you guys changed offensively?
I think it was a little bit of both. They were switching everything. They was being real physical with us. And I think also he wasn't getting as many stops, so we had to play more in the half court. So when we had to play in the half court, a pretty good team, a great defensive team, so we kind of just slowed down. We talk about playing with pace all the time. Now I think the second quarter we wasn't getting stops, and we weren't able to push the ball like that.
Kavan, you guys have a lot of outside noise all the time around this team, and with the All-Star game coming up, you're going to have a lot of people scrutinizing the team coming in to town. I'm just wondering, how do you shut out the outside noise?
It's part of the job. It's what we signed up for. You just got to focus on how you can be better, how you can improve. We're a tight-knit group. We know what we need to do to win. We know what we need to do to get better. So we can't just let the outside affect what we're doing. We just got to stay tight-knit, and just know we need to get better as a group and try to execute as best as possible. But that's part of the NBA. That's what makes our league grow, and make us make a lot of money. So we just got to go with the flow.
You mentioned confidence. Steve mentioned confidence, especially when it comes to shooting. Can confidence be contagious, either in a positive way or a negative way? Tonight, especially with the three-point shooting, it felt like stuff started to spiral.
It definitely can, but we can't play basketball that way. We can't let our shots affect the way we compete. We talk about that all year. It's going to be halves where you don't make shots. It's tough to win that way, but you still got to play hard. We still got to compete. You still got to bring a certain level of energy to win games, and that can't depend on whether you make shots or not. Because if you depend on that, it's going to be a lot of games where you're going to lose. But if you can depend on your execution, depend on your physicality, depend on your energy and your team principles, you should be able to compete and be in close games.
As good as Boston is, was it kind of jarring or unsettling to have a game that uncompetitive, considering you guys had won 2 in a row? It seemed like you had found a little bit of your footing the last couple games.
I mean, whenever you lose that by that much, it's unsettling. It's not good. But the way this league is right now, the way guys teams shoot the ball, it can get out of hand quick. We didn't make none of our shots. They made almost all of theirs, and so that the score can get out of control quick. We got to forget about it and remember who we are, and next game compete at a different level.
Gavon, you guys took 53 threes, made like 20%, I believe. As a big man yourself, how do you find a little more balance in the offense overall?
I think those are the shots we kind of wanted. Especially when you get down early, you kind of trying to catch back up. You're trying to, get the three ball in. Hopefully, we try to cut leads down and try to go on a run that way. I think usually we do a better job of balancing it out and putting more pressure on the paint and touching the paint, then kicking the ball out. Once we got down, I think we kind of we try to take shots, try to get back in the game. But for us, our offense, we want to shoot a lot of threes. We want to play fast and put pressure on the rim. So we're gonna have games like that. Just hopefully we make more shots.
Gavon, this is our first kind of extended look at Quentin Post. You practice against him. It looks like he's got an outside shot. Got some offense. What do you like about him? What how would you describe his game?
He's definitely a stretch big. He can make shots. He has a mean streak with him. He's a guy that can get down there and he mix it up. He's not scared to be physical. He's 7 foot plus. So I think he's gonna have a long career in this league. Once he finds his niche, finds his role. I think down in Santa Cruz, he's shown he can score the ball. He's shown that he can rebound the ball. So it's just about him getting reps and really learning how to play at this level. But I think he has a bright future.
I don't know about for you guys. Every time I see you guys play the Celtics, I think of June 2022. How long ago does that seem to you now?
Seems like an eternity ago. We done had a lot of different iterations of the team since then. Each season brings on a new challenge, and so that year seems further and further away. But hopefully we can get back to that feeling and being a champion. So we've got a long way to go, but we still got to remember those times so you can know what you're shooting for.